reports that, how about it, y'all? You got the Lake Seminole Ramblins fishing report. I'm your host, local guide Chris Taylor. Want to thank you for listening. All right, we had the public land turkey season opener over the weekend. Y'all remember there's a few changes to this year's season. So 2 changes we have to be aware of. You can only take 1 gobbler per day, and that doesn't matter if you're on public land or private land. 1 gobbler per day, and your season limit is 2 gobblers. So I repeat, you can take 1 gobbler per day. You can only take 2 per season. Turkey population is low. If they'd stop burning the woods when the turkeys are on the nest, then maybe we'd have better population to hunt. Local hunter Ryan Higgins reports a killer start to the season. Ryan and his uncle Josh set out opening weekend on public land, and by 6:42 they had 3 big old Georgia longbeards gobbling at them. And these boys were stubborn. They knew what was supposed to happen, and they refused to move until about 10:15. Ryan dug in his bag of tricks and got old boy to start moving. And man, did they put on a show all the way to about 10 yards to the barrel when Uncle Josh pulled the trigger and took old boy home. Measurements on that turkey were 1.5-inch spurs and a giant 11.5-inch beard, and topped the scales at 21 pounds. Just a true giant. That was Uncle Josh's first turkey, so of course now he's got turkey fever. Congratulations to Josh. What a killer bird. Water conditions report on the Flint River. Water temperature is 69 to 70 degrees with stained to muddy water. And on the Spring Creek side, we are seeing 72 to 74 degree water with clear to some areas being stained. Water level this week has been at full pool, 77.5. Bass report, y'all. The bass are still bedding. This is some of the best bedding that we've seen in a long time on Lake Seminole. It's new moon in April, and they're still bedding real hard. Sand and grass mix, sandbar areas where you want to fish. I've been catching them real good on a spinnerbait. I caught 7 on Friday on a spinnerbait around the sand areas. Just pull it through that grass real fast, and they've been crushing it. Past few days, I've been catching pretty good bit on a spinnerbait. Local legend guide Randy Weaver's reporting catching them on topwater as well. He caught 5 fish on Friday on topwater, biggest one about 5 pounds. You can also catch them with a worm, as always. Guys, this is the first time I've ever said, man, I'm ready for them to get done. I'm ready for the shad spawn to get here. So write that down. This is the first time that I've ever said in my whole life, man, I wish the spawn would hurry up and be done. Of course, they always spawn. There's always some fish that spawn this time of year. But compared to last year, it was such kind of a poor spawn that we had. And this year, it's very, very strong. It's very good for the lake to have a spawn like this. But man, they are all over the sand still. Most of them are in fry garden stage. A lot of the females have laid out. Still catch a few that have still up there laying around, but majority of them have moved out. We are seeing close to 7-degree water. So full moon coming up. Hopefully we'll start seeing a real strong shad spawn. I know I've talked about that past 2 episodes, but that's what's coming up. So spinnerbait, topwater, Texas rig worm, sand and grass mix areas. They're still there and you'll catch them. The Georgia DNR biologists were over in the ranger station last week, and they were doing an electroshock survey. And they shocked up 2 big females. One was 8'2", and one was like a 7'6", I believe. Seminoles got them, buddy. Speckled perch, crappie report. Specks are biting pretty decent along the grass lines, is the reports that I'm hearing. Leon Weaver's been catching them real good along the grass line using Panoptic's forward-facing sonar. Chris Johnson's been catching a limit just about every day, and the big ones have been in there. He's been catching around 10 from around 1.75 pounds to 2.5 pound slabs. Y'all, those are some big specks. Most guys are using jigs. I like using jigs. Some guys like using minnows. Cruise along those grass lines. Use your electronics. These fish like to move around. Once you find them, go to work on them. They're there and they're biting. Getting reports that the shell crackers are bedding, y'all. Local guys Alan Carter and Sean Neal caught a huge limit each on shell cracker beds. using worms. Of course, they're not going to say where that is, but if you do a little poking around with some electronics and using your eyes, you'll find them, y'all. Position your boat. Now, this is important. Let me just say this real quick. When you're in clear water here at Seminole and you find these shellcracker and these brim, you cannot be on top of them. You cannot throw big cork and big lead at them. So position your boat in a way to where you're off the bed and you can throw up on it and you can catch them all day. But if you try to sit up on the bed, they'll see you, they'll get real spooky, and you'll have a time trying to catch them. Fishing has been really good, y'all. It's only going to continue to get better as the summer months are upon us here in the next few months. If y'all need a place to stay or if you need guide service, visit my website, SeminoleFishingReports.com, and I have links to all of the local businesses, from the resorts to the guide service to anything else you need, tackle stores and local businesses, stuff like that. We've got you covered. We'd love to see you down here. Y'all, thank you so much for the support. It's been unbelievable the amount of people that have listened to this fishing report from down here in Southwest Georgia, and it's been from all over the world so far. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Never expected this. Let's keep up the growth. If you want to share it, I appreciate if you do so. But again, I'm your host of the Seminole Ramblins, Lake Seminole guide Chris Taylor. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for listening. Until next week, see y'all later.